Welcome to the Leaderonomics show. I'm here today with Datuk Wira Dr. Haji Ameer Ali, the Managing Director of Mydin Mohamed Holdings. Datuk Wira,
hi.
And Ameer, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here with us. It's interesting. As I was exploring your background and how from 3 stores, Mydin has become this huge organization with so many stores and a huge employee base today. Tell us a bit about your journey. I mean, how did you begin? I know your father founded the store, but how did it all, tell us a bit about the story and how it all began.
Well, Mydin, as he says, Mydin is my father. Right? So we have to thank him first. He's the founder, he's the man behind the show. And I think that the children have learned a lot from him, and we have been brought up the way that he had been brought up, very frugal, very disciplined kind of person. So he started the business. Actually, he originally started with his father and his brothers in Penang.
Okay.
Then it's interesting to see how the older generation looked at things and how we look at it. So he's the eldest in the family. So the family started the business in Penang. But he left the business to go to Kota Baru to start all over again.
Okay.
Right?
And why did he do that?
Then he said, why do you do that?
Yeah.
Hey, you have built up a small business here. But the way I asked him, he said, why you give up all this? I wouldn't do that for my children, for example. He said, but you know what? I'm the stronger one. I am the more senior one. If I go, I know I will survive. But if I ask my younger brother to go, they might not survive. So I sacrifice. I go. So he went to Kota Baru and he started from small shop in Kota Baru, and then we opened the second shop in Kuala Terengganu. Interestingly, when we opened the second shop in Terengganu, 3 of my brothers were together. My eldest brother, Murad, my second youngest brother, and third one, Salim, were together in the business. I was the one who went to university and so-called study whatever, but they were the one, they're the real chef actually. They know how to cook. Okay. I know how to talk, but they know how to cook. I think that's the difference. But for them, my eldest brother again left the business and went to Kuala Terengganu. The same philosophy
That your father had.
had my father had. I said, why you go? He says, well, those people are kids.
Yeah.
I don't think they can run a business. Let me go. I know. I can start a business, I can make it. But the only difference was those days they actually split the business. Here the name was maintained and brothers were closely knitted. So we maintained kind of shareholding, but actually he ran his own business. So from then onwards, the Terengganu, and interestingly, each one is a 20-year journey, So there's no, nowadays everyone to be a millionaire tomorrow. I asked my son, what do you want to be? I want to be a millionaire. When? Well, next year. I said, that's fast, that's nice, but they don't think of being millionaires those days. They think of working hard, feeding the family. I think that's the essence.
The values
money, fame and money will come to you. You don't chase for fame and money, because if you work hard, you've done your part to society, fame and money automatically comes. And you don't know when it comes, but when it comes, it comes. People know that people know you, then you got fame.
And so how did you get into the business? I mean, you were in university and then?
So I went to university, studied, and did my bachelor, did my master, got married, kind of thing. But I think if you go back 30 years...
Did you have an intention to actually get into the business? I mean,
no,
you probably...
No, that was the last thing on my mind.
Because you probably did your masters and all.
I think 30 years ago, if you were sent to the States to do your masters, you are the man.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. Nowadays, it's manufactured certificate, But those days, you are the man. And when I came back, I was not going to go to some shop in Kota Baru. That is a no-no, corporate man, kind of thing. So I joined the bank. I got a job. And just to let you know, I never did go for the commencement, so-called
graduation.
Never.
Okay.
And my wife still reminds me that, I don't have even one photograph.
That you actually graduated.
But I got a job before I finished. And the starting date of the so-called commencement date was on the day of my first day of work.
Okay.
So I decided to take up the job. So I said, nowadays, kids come back, they go back just for that, and then they wait another 6 months, Then they started work. You see? So I worked for 8 years.
Oh, okay.
I
In
worked
a
for
bank. Okay.
merchant banker.
Okay.
And I worked for 8 years and whatever. Then I left. And then opened my own small shop, which is half the size of your studio actually. It's
Oh,
only
really?
800
Wow.
square feet.
Wow.
800 square feet, and started that shop in Mydin, India.
Okay.
And from there on,
And you opened up Mydin
it's
shop?
a Mydin store
Okay.
with almost zero money. But my father said, you don't need money. He's got his name.
Yeah.
Reputation is the king, actually. So just put his name and his old supplier, he's an honest
But what
man.
led you to start the store? I mean, you probably were doing pretty well as a merchant banker.
Yeah, you have a driver.
Yeah. So why do this? I mean,
Well, after a while, when you work, then it comes to that, this is what I want to do kind of thing. And business has always been in your blood since young. My father never used to give me pocket money. He used to give me toys. I go to school and sell the toys, make money, that's my pocket money.
Okay,
So
sounds
that
familiar.
so-called entrepreneurship
was in your blood.
it's already built.
Yep.
You don't realize it. We come home from school, we sit down with my father, we count money. Every day I count money. Of course he only gives 10 cents, But this is where we have the feel of the money. I mean, if I give you $10,000 to count, you will probably panic and say, oh my God, how to
Yeah.
count 17 times, But we have been living with money, not our money
Right,
necessarily,
right.
but we have that inbuilt kind of thing. So I think that makes a difference.
Oh, that's fantastic. We're going to take a quick break right now, and we'll be right back here on the Leaderonomics show. Welcome back to the Leaderonomics show. I'm here with Datuk Wira Ameer from Mydin on the Leaderonomics show. Tell us a bit, tell us a little bit about some of the early days and some of the struggles that you went through. I'm sure it must have been challenging, especially in those early days when you're first starting up.
When you have no money, everything is challenging, isn't it? Actually, when I first started that so-called 800 square feet shop, I think the main thing behind it is that I was working. I had a driver. Not the bank provided a driver, I provided a car, a reasonable house. So when you move from a comfort zone, I think all of us must know, whatever you do, take a calculated risk. Don't just say, I want to do this. The advantage I had was my wife was a lecturer at the university. So I know at the end of the day, whatever goes wrong, I mean, a business can fail.
Yep.
But my wife used to earn, those days, not much anyway, but enough money to be able to at least feed my 2 kids. I'll have a house, I'll have a roof over my head. I think it's important. So whatever you do in life, take a calculated risk. Think about it carefully, decide, and stick with it. That's one. But it wasn't easy, of course. Not much money there, whatever. But you work hard.
Yeah.
You work hard. There's no 9 to 5 kind of thing. And I'm serious when I tell this, that people say, oh, quality of life, time with your family. Fine. You better decide what you want when you're young. All of us, at this age, I can say, oh, I have a quality of life, I can spend time with my family. But 30 years ago, family, I don't even know who's the family. Is it because we work 24 hours?
Everything, every hour, every
your
moment.
mind, you go to your shop 7 in the morning, you come back at 10, 11 at night, you count the money, you bang it in, you hardly see your kid, then you start all over again. I think every businessman somewhere will tell
These are sacrifices you have to make.
Whether you have to do. Then, of course, the children say, Dad, I don't know you. And the wife said, well, I know you, but who are you anyway? But I think the people who sacrifice the most, seriously, are the wives. Because they gave up a lot. Because without the wife, and the sacrifice by the kids, of course, because they don't see the parents. We don't really spend much time with them, unfortunately. Now we have the time, but they don't have the time for us now. Yeah. Obviously, that's the real world. Okay, but you sacrifice all those things. Then only you can say that I have. Then you can succeed. Yeah. Because as long as you work hard and you work honestly, there's integrity, makan halal, you say. I'm sure you will succeed in life. Whatever you do, as long as you do what you like to do, and that's very important. The day that you get up and say, I got to go to work, that's not the work you want to go to. And people say, when do you have your holiday? I said, isn't my work holiday?
Yeah.
I have a holiday every day. When my wife says, let's go for the holiday, oh my God, that is work. That is work. So because we love what we do, and all of us like that. We like it.
Yeah.
You know?
But what were some of the operational challenges or some of the issues that you had to deal with at building the brand? I mean, you took it from a small couple of stores to 287 old stores now, right?
I think you pray a lot.
You pray a lot.
You pray a lot. But by end of the day, it's also luck to a certain extent, and the support of your family, your friends. I had a friend, seriously, he's still a friend of mine. I don't want to mention his name, of course, but I wanted to buy a building, for example. I went to see him. I said, I'm buying a building. I'm going to get a bank loan. In case I fail, can you back me up? No problem. Talking about million. No problem. Then another time I was something, I said, okay. I never did get money from him.
Yep.
But he was always there. It's a friend. That no one, I'll back you up.
Yeah.
So you kind of give you the confidence for the next leap.
So having that base of friends
good
and family,
loyal friend, because I probably have helped him. But of course, remember, when you help somebody, you don't think that he's going to pay you back. Huh? You help with sincerity, then God gives you back. But it was tough. Nothing was easy. Getting credit was tough. Competition. But one more thing here is that, as luck has it, my competitors kind of underestimate what we can do. So the message I want to pass to anybody is that in business, never underestimate your competitor. And until now, Mydin is where it is. Even a small mini market open right in front of me, I never tell my people, don't worry about it. It's a small mini market, what can you do? I just go there, observe, what are his prices, how can we beat him, even though he's that small. Don't say like, he's small, let him survive. Kind of thing. That
so
doesn't work in the real world.
Never be overconfident or never
Never
let
be
arrogance
overconfident.
kind of kick in.
You literally kill your competitor. Literally. Because unfortunately, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, and competition is tough.
Yep.
And you have to do it right.
Yep. You've been running for Mydin for more than 25 years. How do you keep your passion so alive and so, I mean, you're still so excited about the business?
I think basically if you like something, if you love somebody, you love the person. The love dies, so the business dies. It's very similar.
Yeah.
And you have to work at it. I mean, you must like what you're doing, and you must be totally involved, rightly or wrongly. Because sometimes people say we are micromanaging things. I micromanage a lot of things. Every store, I got 265 stores. I know the sales of every store every day.
Wow.
See, I get now it's WhatsApp is free anyway. Get a message and all the stores.
And you still monitor on a daily basis?
I still monitor it.
Wow, okay.
I go to my store almost every other day. I'm a buyer. I just came back from Thailand. I'm going back again after Hari Raya the next day.
So you do like a mystery shopper, or they recognize you?
I'm actually a buyer. I
Okay.
go and buy things.
Yep.
Go and buy things. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Then you have a feel. And when you say something, I think important the staff also know that you know what you're talking about. So they say, the boss, he doesn't know what you're talking about. Anyway, he's the boss.
Do they know you when you go visit the stores, or they some don't?
Most of them do, but sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't. And they stop me, they want to body check. Fine. It shows that they're doing the job.
Okay.
I think that's important. And actually, we actually come in, we actually punch card, we actually go out, we allow the security to do a body check. We have no such thing as you can't do a body check. Because if you don't, with leadership, for example, you say, I'm the boss, don't check me.
Yeah.
The manager says, I'm the manager, don't check me.
Correct.
Then where is the security?
Yeah.
And retail is really detailed because security, pilferage is very high in retail. Very important.
One last question before we close this segment. You talk about leadership, being very important. Do you see your leadership changing as you manage, as you grew and as the company grew and as you manage differently? Was there a difference?
I see it mellowing.
Okay.
To a certain extent. I think it's influence.
Was it more like a directive at the early stages and a lot more?
I would say it was dictatorship
at the start.
When you start, because you just do what you do and you say that get it done kind of thing. As you grow up, you mature, and you also know that you got to listen to people. You also know that you cannot be right all the time. Although that the ego comes in and says, I'm the boss, I know what I'm doing. Careful of that ego. Be very careful. That I'm always right can actually kill you.
Okay.
So as you grow and you learn, and with the Gen Y, which is a headache for everybody else, you got to listen to this guy. They're brilliant people, but you got to balance their enthusiasm
With reality,
with your experience.
Yep, yep.
And if you work right with these young people, seriously, they have all the ideas. You just have to like kind of pull them down a bit. Hey, cool down, you know. It costs money, you know, to do all this, you know. Everybody wants to come and say, I want a nice office, I want a car, I want this, pay me 10 grand, you know, kind of thing. But hey, you got to earn for it, right? You got to earn money. So I think these are the things that you have to do.
No, it's been so exciting, but we got to take a quick break again, and we'll be right back with our final segment right after this. Welcome back to the Leaderonomics show. You were talking a little, you know, your wife wrote a book on the Mydin story. Tell us a bit about this book and what we can get if we get a copy of this book, and what are the stories entail there?
Actually, we have to thank my wife, seriously. You know, it took us so long to write the book.
How long did she
like 5-7 years. Because
5-7
she
years,
actually
wow.
had to research, talk to my father. My father is 80 years old, talk to my uncle to get, you know, I don't know the stories either, you know. So she had to do a lot of research and patience. And she said that, you know, there's one thing I want to do before I die, write a book. And the book will be about the Mydin family. Because being married for 36 years, you know, she knows the family and what keeps the family together.
Yep.
I think that's very important in life. So in business, it's like that. I mean, you know, you run a family business. It's definitely different from the kind of work that you do, you know, because it's a family business. There's a lot of balancing that needs to be done. It's nice because family is very close-knit, but there can be a lot of stress with family.
Yep.
And leadership, it's very important leadership that doesn't matter whether the eldest or the youngest. Choose one leader. I'm not the oldest, I'm elder brother. But so-called I'm the leader. I listen to my brother. But everybody knows at the end of the day,
You make the call.
once I decide, everybody falls in.
Okay.
And they follow. Even my elder brother follows. Agree, disagree, we argue it out, one leader. I think that's very important.
And so in this book, there are the stories of all the different struggles
there's
and
a
journeys
lot
that
of
you went
nice
through.
stories about my father, about the family. You got to read the book.
Yep. No, and I'm
you got to
browsing
buy
it.
some
It
MPH.
looks, yeah,
you can buy
it's
from
an
Mydin,
MPH,
you
by
can
the
buy
way.
MPH. And the good thing is, you know, our motto is why pay more?
Yeah. Why
Mengapa
pay more?
bayar lebih? Why pay more? Buy wholesale prices. This book is only 14 ringgit 90 cents.
14.
14.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I mean, books out there 25, 20
Yeah,
bucks.
yeah.
It's only 14 ringgit.
Yep.
And why is it that price? Why? Because MPH initially didn't want to agree
Yeah.
to sell that price. They said, why so cheap? I said, this is Mydin.
Yeah.
We sell cheap. You know, we sell good quality at cheap prices. You know, so that's the motto. It has to be that, and we want everybody to read the book.
Fantastic.
I think that's important because it tells a lot of leadership stories.
Yep.
And I think the most important thing here, you're talking about people who want to do business or entrepreneurs and all that. Very important that one, you always stay focused. Do one thing, and stay focused, because it's very important that whatever you do one thing, and don't do other things. So if this is what you want to do, you do this. Don't start doing. I want to sell nasi lemak. I want to do a travel agency. I want to be a taxi driver. So you focus. Second is halal, integrity, and you have to be very sure that you follow what you want to do, and be honest about it, because this is what is going to carry you forward. No? So as long as you focus, you worry about halal and discipline. Be punctual. It is very important that you have discipline. And if you just I just take out my wallet and see how disciplined a person can be. I mean, if you can take out money from your wallet, and if your money is arranged 100, 50, 20, 10, and 5 and 1, it's always arranged. I don't have to arrange it because it is habitual. It is always done, it's always at the right place.
Wow.
That's discipline. If you ask for my credit card, I know exactly which one is in what layer. You want my IC? Right there. You want to see my wife's photo?
So
It's right
it's
there.
really about structuring.
It's structured. You
Yeah.
want I go to gym, you know. You want my gym card? It's right here. My NH card is there. My Apple card is there. I don't have to go and say, where's my wallet?
Yeah.
Where's my phone? I know exactly where it is. You see? And he said, so what? You try that. And if that you can do, then your table will be disciplined, your cupboard,
Yep.
your clothes will be arranged
Right.
neatly.
And your organization will be also the same.
Yeah, it's already in your mind. So you work that way, then if you're that disciplined, so when you do your actual work, you'll be meticulous. And I'm a chemist.
Really?
I'm a businessman, but I think in life it's very good if someone can be good in
You
sciences.
study chemistry. Huh?
I'm a chemistry. You know, I can tell you what is H2O and all those kind of things in detail. I can even probably draw for you. Okay, but that tells you that when you have that kind of mathematics in you, it helps in life.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it's a must, but it makes a difference, I think. Okay. So you have that detail, the maths. A lot of management staff nowadays, they lack that maths in them.
Yeah.
They need a calculator. For everything, you need a calculator. And I think that is where this is important. That science is also important. Your art part is of course important, and your soft skills are very important. Soft skills, and I think as you grow up, you tend to be a bit softer. But this I give credit to my wife, seriously. She's the softer psychologist, sociologist. Probably never a good businesswoman, but it's a wife.
Oh, you never know.
You never know. But that's your wife.
Yeah.
And I think that you need the balance, because she gives that softness to the whole process.
And you bring the business acumen to the piece.
Yeah, because I think it's important, because nowadays I don't think you can be a dictator and run a business.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is important.
Now we need to subject you to the Thinkonomics challenge. So you've got 30 seconds. We'll randomly pick some cards out. Right. And let me ask you quick questions, and you got to answer in 30 seconds within this time frame.
30 seconds.
Okay. Right. So if you could offer a newborn child only one piece of advice, what would it be?
Makan halal. Be honest.
Okay, fantastic. What is beautiful to you in life? Where do you find inspiration?
At home, with my wife.
And how do you, just being in her presence gives you inspiration?
Being in her presence, because we talk a lot, we are always together. I think it's important that when you come home from work, the first thing you do is you want to go in the shower, sit down and talk to your wife for an hour. Let her say whatever she wants to say. Then you say whatever you want to say. Hey, there's peace in the house. So otherwise, she hasn't told her stories. She hasn't had time to tell you her stories, and you haven't had time to tell your stories. And you end up the whole day without being able to tell your story. And to tell your story is important, because the other person has to listen. You have to be a good listener, but also for advice, for comfort.
And that's the secret to why the marriages last 36 over years.
Yeah, because that one, and this actually, seriously, is credit to my wife. Because if I come home, she'll just come and she'll sit next to me straight away. What happened? And you talk. And it goes 15 minutes, it goes 1 hour, sometimes it drags through dinner.
Wow.
So I think that's important. And we try to teach our children the same thing.
That's fantastic. Okay, last question. Describe what a perfect world would look, feel, and be like.
Well, you know what? We don't want a perfect world. We seriously don't want a perfect world. If God wanted a perfect world, He would have created a perfect world. The imperfection is what makes us perfect.
And makes us beautiful, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a couple more questions. If an entrepreneur, many young guys want to be millionaires immediately and start their own business.
Maybe
and
that's
so
a problem.
on. So that could be one problem. But let's say they come to you and say, give me some advice. Ameer, give me some advice on how I can be like you, successful. What nuggets of wisdom, what pieces of advice would you give these young entrepreneurs?
I would say first, go and work somewhere. Seriously, you graduate from a university, I don't think you even know how to photostat a piece of paper. They don't teach you that in the university, all right? Okay, so first you go and work somewhere. Preferably you work where the company has structure. It's nice to go work in a small firm, kind of thing, but go and work in a firm that has a structure. Because I think structure is the most important thing in life.
Yep.
The bigger the company, the more structured they are. So they have check and balances. So once you work for 4 or 5 years in a company, then go and find something that you like to do. Whether it's your own business or you want to be in a corporate world, then go and then do that. In Mydin ourselves, we do not allow our children to come and join us at all. After they graduate, they have to go and work. After 5 years, then they come and talk to us. I want to join. Then we decide. So I've got 2 nephews who work, 5 years outside. One was a lecturer, one worked at a bank. He came. One nephew joined me for 6 months, and he just left. He wanted double, because he got double the pay outside. I said, go. I'm not going to pay you because I can't. Yep. I have to be fair. I got 12,000 employees.
12,000, wow.
So I can't just say, you walk in, hey, come on, you work after 5 years. I got people with 10 years with me. I can't be paying them 10 and pay you 12. It doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
So go, I said,
So
go.
it's really find those experiences early in life.
I think that working outside is the most important thing, seriously, because that gives you an idea that if you're an employee, there your boss has thrown the book at you. So next time, please don't throw book
Yep.
at your
And you have an
staff.
appreciation of managing a
Appreciation,
business.
and you know the value of money. You know, when you are with your father, you order your Starbucks coffee. The father pays for it. You go out after you work, I bet you he won't have a Starbucks. Let's go to Kedai Mamak lah, you know, $1.50.
Well, maybe that was different.
Nowadays young, the Gen Y. But seriously, my son changed a lot because he worked himself, he paid for it. And now they say, shall we go for a Japanese? We went yesterday to another place. Let's go to a cheaper place today. Now let's balance it out. Because he has earned.
Yep.
And he also wants to pay once in a while, right?
Yeah.
So he has earned the money, so I think he knows the value of money.
So final question, if you were to give advice to young people who graduated from university and who are starting to work, what advice would you give them to succeed in their careers?
No, seriously, go and find a job in a structured company.
Okay, and get those experience.
After that, get the experience. Then after that, go and find a job that what you like to do.
Okay.
Whether it's your own business.
So take on the hard jobs so that you can learn the most.
You know, I don't agree with the government, seriously, where they say that, oh, you graduate, let me give you $20,000, $50,000.
Start a business.
Start opening that so-called tudung shop or be an entrepreneur tomorrow. That fella has no idea what to do. And that's why the government loses money. They should actually just go and work.
Yep.
And after you have worked, now I give you the money, start your business.
Absolutely.
I think that's important.
So final piece of advice you would give our viewers?
I think it's important that in life, whatever you do, like I said earlier, is you focus on what you do it honestly, start small, but you can always think big. And most important thing in life is that you think with your head, but you always decide with your heart. You think with your head, remember it's very easy to say that, but you think with your head, but decide with your heart. Because when you use your heart to decide, very seldom you are wrong.
Okay.
That's how people fall in love.
Ameer, it's been a pleasure speaking to you today.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Datuk Wira Ameer Ali, Managing Director of Mydin Holdings. Thanks for being here on our show.
Thank you for calling.